for this part of math, we are going to understand what is sequence and what is arithmetic sequence. Okay, a sequence, if I have 3, then I have 6, then I have 9, then I have 12. As you see, this is a sequence of numbers, and they are increasing by a constant number. So they increase just by 3 here, and by 3 here, and by 3 here. So that means I can now expect what will be the next term. The next term now, I'll add also 3, it's gonna be what? 15. So now, if a sequence is increasing or decreasing by a specific number, by the same number, we call it what? We call it arithmetic what? We call it arithmetic sequence. Arithmetic sequence. In arithmetic sequence now, what you need to understand is that this is called the first term, and we call it A1. And this is the second term, we call it A2. And this is the third, we call it A3. And this is the fourth, we call it A4. And this is the fifth, we call it A5. Okay, if I continue now, the last term, we call it, the last term where I stop this sequence, I call it what? AN, which is the nth term. The nth term. Okay, now if I tell you now, how can you find in this sequence now? Can you find me the term number 20? Can you find me the 20th term? How can you find it now? Would you keep adding 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 for each term to find the sequence? It will take you a lot of time. So in this case now, I need to have a formula that I find directly the 20th term easily, or the 10th term, or whatever is the term. Okay, we know now, this is now, as you see, this is now the 5th term. Okay, can you find the 6th term? Yes, the 6th term, as we know, we add 3. Okay, the 6th term, we know it's gonna be what? 18. But now, can we find it by using a formula, not just by keeping, by adding 3 to the previous term? Okay, to find the 10th term, you apply this formula. AN equals the first term, A1, plus the N minus 1 times D. What is D? D is the difference between each two consecutive terms. So here now, between 3 and 6, the difference is 3, right? So this one is 3, 3, 3, 3. This one, we call it the difference, because it is the difference between two consecutive terms. It is the difference between two consecutive terms. Okay, to find now A, which is now the 6th term, we're going to write it like this. 6th term equals the first term. What is the first term in the sequence? It's 3 here. So you apply 3 plus N minus 1. N is this one. It is the number that we want to find it, right? The term that we want to find. It is the 6th term, so it is N. N minus 1. So it's going to be 6 minus 1, that is what? 5. Times the difference. The difference here, as we know, it's 3. So here times 3. So that means the 6th term will be 3 plus here 5 times 3 is 15. 15 plus 3 is going to be what? 18. Look, so that means this formula now helped us to find the 6th term. And we know here now, just this is 15, as you see. If we add 3, it's going to be what? 18, you see? So that means we found 18 by using this formula. And this formula to find any term. If you want to find the term now 20, you apply the same thing. You apply A20 equals A1, which is A1 here is 3 given for you, plus N minus 1, which is N20 minus 1 is going to be 19, times the difference, then 3, then you calculate it to find what? To find the 20th term. So you can find any term using what? This formula. So till now, we have one formula in what? In arithmetic sequence. What is this formula? What is the nth term? It is AN equals A1 plus N minus 1 times what? The distance, which is the difference between each two consecutive terms in the sequence. Okay, now if I have now 3 again, 6, and here 9, and here 12, okay, and I continue, and I want you to find me the sum of the sequence, the sum. Okay, I'm gonna stop here. For example, this is 15 and 18. Okay, how can I find the sum of the sequence? How can I find the sum of the sequence? Okay, to find the sum of the sequence, Okay, when we are talking about arithmetic sequence, to find the sum of arithmetic, just to apply this formula. To find the first term, which is here 3, plus the last term, okay, which is an, you multiply them by number of terms. How many terms are there? Then you divide by 2. Okay, we take just another example here. We take example. If I tell you now, find me the sequence of 1, 2, 3, 4 till 100. You see? Till 100. Imagine the sequence 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 till 100. Can you find their sum? Can you add now all these numbers 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 till 100? Can you add them? If you use normal way of addition 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, it'll take a long time. So in this case, now we apply just the formula here, which is the middle term. By the way, it is the middle term times how many terms? But how can we find the middle term, by the way? You find the middle term by applying the first term plus the last term divided by 2. This is now to find what? The middle term. Then multiply it by how many terms are there, which is what? N. So in this case now, S equals, what is the first term in the sequence here? It is 1. 1 plus what is the last term? It is 100. Good. Then how many terms are there? From 1 to 100, there are 100 terms, right? Over what? Over 2. Now just simplify it here. 1 plus 100, it's going to be 101 over 2 times what? Times 100. If I simplify here by 2, I'll get 50.5 times 100. So that means it's going to be what? 50, 50. So that means now the sum of these numbers from 1 till 100 is going to be 550. So you understand now to find the sum of any arithmetic sequence by applying just the first term and the last term. You add them together, then you multiply it by n, divide by 2. Just its mathematical calculations. So in arithmetic sequence, we understand when do we call a sequence arithmetic if it is increasing or decreasing by a constant number for all the terms. If the difference between each two consecutive terms is the same, in this case we call it what? Arithmetic sequence. And in arithmetic sequence, we can find the nth term, we can find the ratio, we can find the number of terms by applying this formula. So this formula, you have 4 variables, you see. And in these 4 variables, in any sequence, when they give you 3 variables of them, you can find the 4th one easily, whatever is the 4th term that they are asking about. Whether is it the nth term or the term number 1 or the number of terms or the difference between the terms. And we know how to find the sum. And this is now called arithmetic. Just to put in mind, this is arithmetic, while geometric, that will be in the next part, geometric, it is like when you multiply by the same number. So 2 times 2, for example, is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. So as you see, if I'm multiplying by a number, not adding, if I'm multiplying by the same number, by 2, but multiplication, by 2, by 2, by 2, so this one is called geometric. So geometric is multiplication, while arithmetic is addition. And that's the difference between these 2 types of sequences. Thank you. See you in the coming video.